Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am here with home fragrance empties for the last week. I also, if you watched my last empties, left a bunch of teddy bees that I did not talk about because the video just got to be longer than I wanted to film and I had to leave. So I have teddy bees from the previous week and then some other wax that I melted this week. I have been working a lot on the bring back my bars. So I posted my cold sniff impression video and then I've been working on warming those so that I could do a warm review video. So I did melt quite a few of those this week. I'm not sharing those in this empties because I'm going to do a whole dedicated video. Honestly, at this point it might even be up. I'm not entirely sure, but if it is up, I will link it in the card above. But melted some things that I'm not going to be sharing because I want to put it in that video. We will start with the other Scentsy items though. I finished off a scent circle and here comes the sunflowers. One of my Scentsy heartbreaks. I love this scent so much. It's floral, but it has some muskiness to it. I think there's a strawberry note to this. I think I have a few bars left if I'm not mistaken, but this is definitely a scent that I would love to see come back in BB&B. It's just a good, warm, cozy, kind of musky floral. And that scent circle normally performs really well for me. It's a strong one. Then I finished off a pod in Sweet Lime and Peach. So I had gotten the June whiff box, and in the June whiff box they had these pods, and then you got a little mini Scentsy Go. I put that in my car. I put both pods in there. That's going strong in my car right now. I was kind of hoping that this would be a different scent because I wasn't the biggest fan of this scent in the wax. However, I like it much better in the pods than I do in the wax. This is going great in my car, really, really pretty. I don't know how many pods I'm going to purchase just to use that Scentsy Go. I might just keep it for whenever pods do come into my collection, whether that's a half price item in the whiff box, whatever. But I would potentially get that one again. I did like that. For bars, I melted through 2 of Pink Cotton. Trying to work through the bars that are in my summer melting basket. This is one of my favorite Scentsy scents ever. I stocked up one time. They had it in a flash sale. I think I bought 15 to 20 of them. I'm down to 7. I love it. This is going in both of the bedrooms today, in my bedroom and in this wax room. It's just a nice laundry fresh scent, but it has a heavy pink berry note. It is gorgeous. Love this one so much. Then one of my new favorites I've talked about quite a bit recently is Pineapple Rose. This has notes of pineapple, lemon, and blush rose. This is just the sweetest pineapple. It's not an artificial pineapple. This is a very warm scent. The rose is not overly floral. Honestly, I barely can even tell that rose is in this bar. It's just a nice kind of musky, warm pineapple fragrance, and I love it. I think this is one that I purchased because I wrote the scent notes on the back, but so many people have gifted me bars. Brett, Lauren, Judy, Summer. So honestly, who knows where this bar came from, but a general thank you if you sent me a bar of Pineapple Rose. Thank you so very much. I love this one. Another favorite, oh, how I wish this one would come back, Blue Coconut Beach. I'm kind of babying the bars that I have of this. I think I have maybe 1 bar left. I want to say Summer sent me a bar because she is hands down the most generous person out there, but I'm definitely like hoarding this scent. This is so pretty. And I know so many people love this. I wish that this would come back. This is Palm Leaf, Coconut, Vanilla, and Blue Sky. This is just the most beautiful coconut that Scentsy has. It's perfumey, it's kind of musky. It's not overly coconut milk, but it's not that kind of gross artificial coconut that Scentsy uses. Could not recommend this scent enough. Definitely a Scentsy heartbreak, but I enjoyed this in my bedroom and melted it on a day when I was going to be home so I could really take in the scent. And then last for Scentsy, I finished off Quaint Country Rain. This was the last of the Petals and Petals collection that I had left. And I have to say, of the 4 fragrances, this one was my favorite. This had that beautiful aquatic, kind of salty sea air, fresh air note, but it had a note of apple to it. I really liked the apple in this. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Orchard by the Sea in some ways, and I think the apple just turned this bar up a notch. So I'm not going to get any more of it. I feel like I have plenty of other scents similar to this or that kind of stand out to me more. But of the 4 in that collection, the Quaint Country Rain was definitely my favorite. But that is it for Scentsy. Then we will jump into vendor wax. I'm going to talk about these 2 vendors together because I only have 1 item from each, and I melted these on the same day. So from Sweet 2 Scents, I have a little shot cup in petrichor. So I cut this in half and mixed it with Sassy Aroma Outdoors. And Outdoors has scent notes of fresh cut grass and rain. So I just alternated. I don't know what she's calling these little bags, but I cut what was in here into 4 pieces, and I cut the little petrichor scent shot in half. So I did 2 pieces and then a piece of this in one room and then the other in the other room in my open concept. What a great, great scent. I put this in yesterday morning, and so it's probably 30 hours later, I can still smell it. I loved this combination. Heather sent me this petrichor when she was trying to figure out what oil she wanted to use for dirt. This is a real dirty petrichor. I can't remember if she went with this one or another oil, but if you like dirt, wet concrete, wet earth type of scent, you would really enjoy the petrichor. And I love it on its own. You guys know how much I love dirt blends, and you know, me and Natalie, I feel like are the dirt gang. But then mixing it with the fresh cut grass and rain, this scent on its own is exceptional. So pretty. So this was just the little perfect combination. Absolutely love this day, and I would pick up more of both of those. Then from Rainbow Melt, I finished off a bag of Love Bug. Now Crystal, the owner of Rainbow Melts, gifted this to me. Thank you so much, Crystal, if you're watching this video. This is Sea Salt Orchid and Chocolate Orchid. Summer has gotten me into Chocolate Orchid. She's really into that fragrance right now, and this was so nice. I melted this in my bedroom. You really got that sea salt. It was a very salty scent, but then you got that nice kind of floral chocolate orchid. Chocolate orchid, and she puts in parentheses, it's not a chocolate scent. There is no chocolate to it. It's floral, but it might lean a little bit deeper of a floral, maybe more musky in some regards. But the sea salt paired with the chocolate orchid, beautiful, beautiful bedroom scent. And this was like a medium performer. Really, really nice in that space. And then I think the last one off, if I remember, if I'm organizing correctly, is from Super Tarts. And this is Mele Kaliki Maca. So I just got this recently in her advent calendar pre-order. So she does an advent calendar around the holidays, obviously for Christmas time. And then I think in January, she offered a pre-order of the scents. I don't normally do the advent calendar, but I did go in on that pre-order to pick up a couple of scents that I thought I might like. So obviously the name, the picture, it's very Christmas-y, but this is a summertime scent. This is Dune Grass, Warm Sand, Ocean Mist, Spearmint, and Vanilla. I liked this, but it was very dune grass heavy to me. And I've come to learn that I don't know if I love Dune Grass. I like it. I enjoy it. It's a pretty scent, but it is sometimes a little too much for me in kind of the fresh grass space, which is interesting as I'm just warming fresh grass and petrichor. But for some reason, Dune Grass just has a sharper quality to it or something like that to my nose. Enjoyed it. It was a good fresh scent, perfect for this time of year, but not sure it's one I would get again. From Knowles Farm Scents, I finished off 2 brittles. I got my Knowles pre-order this week. You guys should have already seen that video. It should be up by now, but I kind of was in a little bit of a, oh, let's melt some Knowles, because I was getting a Knowles order in. So this first one is Frosted Lavender Bash. Pink Sugar, Birthday Cake, Lavender, and Candy Cane. This was really nice if you like lavender, if you like the minty scents. I felt like this was more of an herbal lavender, not overly herbal, but it definitely leaned herbal to me rather than sweet. And then you get that minty candy cane. The pink sugar just kind of sweetens it up. I enjoyed this one. It was a good performer. Not sure it's one I felt strongly enough to get again, but it was nice. This one though, Seaside Sugar Festival. Really loved this one. This is Strawberry Pound Cake, Sugar Cookie Royal, Toasted Mallow, and Salty Sea Air. I've talked about his Strawberry Pound Cake a lot recently. I think that it's one of my favorites of any vendor wax. Lavender and Speckles I also love, as well as Super Tarts. I love her Strawberry Pound Cake too. But Travis, he does it really well. His Sugar Cookie Royal is beautiful on warm. This was just such a nice strawberry pound cake mixed with salty sea air. Really is what I got. That salty sea air stood out. Oh, it was beautiful. I love salty sea air, so I love when it really is present and packs a punch. And this one hit the mark for me in my open concept. Loved that. From L3, I finished off a Trig Tart or Bougie Bar, I think, in 8 Crazy Nights. So Natalie gifted me this, and she had picked this up, or Tara had gifted this to her. And Natalie didn't get good performance from it, but I really like this scent. This is blackberry jelly, fried dough, and a hint of campfire smoke. I got good performance from it, so thank you, Natalie, and thank you, Tara, for sending it down the chain. This to me is just a really beautiful donut scent. Really nice jelly donut. It doesn't lean grape or anything like that. It's just a nice kind of fruity bakery scent. So pretty. I think I've told this story on here before, but I discovered this scent years ago because it was hanging out on L3's website. I felt like all the time. It was like anytime I went to L3's website, 8 Crazy Nights was hanging out there. And I thought, is this a bad scent? Because why is it always here and always lingering? And so I picked it up during one order because I just had to try it, and lo and behold, I loved it. I don't know why it was hanging out for so long. This is a great scent. If you like donut, jelly donut type scents, I would pick that up. I don't know how L3's business is working now. I have not purchased since she changed owners. I have so much L3, and I honestly don't reach for L3 that much. There's no reason why. The wax is amazing. I just don't naturally reach for it. And so I told myself, like, I am cut off from L3 until I actually melt some of the stuff I have. There's no reason for me to be going in with L3. But I don't know if she's running her business exactly the same. Hopefully these scents, if you ordered them, they would be the same, but I don't know. And then I finished one of the doggy bags that Jennifer used to do for customs. This is Moody with a Booty. And for a long time, this is one of my favorite peach scents ever. I loved this scent so much. I'm a little bit over it now. I think it's time for me to move on. But this is Boom Boom Georgia Peach and Vanilla Ice Cream. If you like peach, or you're trying to figure out peach, but you want it blended with something, The peach blended with the boom boom is fantastic. Just gives it this nice body care feel. It's extra creamy. One of the reasons I might be a little bit over this scent is we had a waxident here in my house. If I have the picture on my phone, I probably do. I will insert it of Rip. Rip had knocked a bed pillow off of the bed and it hit my lamp, my bedside lamp, which then hit the wax warmer, and both the wax warmer and the lamp went onto the floor, and the hot pink wax of Moody with a Booty went all over my white bedroom wall. So I was in the shower when it happened and I just heard this huge crash and I came running out because I'm like, what the heck just happened? Luckily Rip was fine. He didn't have wax in his fur or anything, but he was just looking at me like, I don't know what happened. Wax everywhere. So I got it cleaned up to the best of my ability, but after scraping and like heating up Moody with a Booty off of my bedroom wall, I'm a little bit over it. I don't think I'll get it again, but it is a really, really beautiful scent. And then before we get to Teddy Bees, I've got one more vendor. I think, is this all Teddy Bees? Yeah, okay. So I keep track of my wax in an inventory spreadsheet. I've shared a video on that and I've talked about my inventory here for quite a while. There are a few vendors that I'm really close to not having any wax left of, and I kind of want to make a little bit of a push to cut some of those out, like use up some vendors and cross them off my list. I don't know what it is about going to my inventory list and seeing, oh, you have 10 pieces from this vendor and 6 pieces from that vendor. If I could just kind of cut some of those out and just keep my heavy hitting favorite vendors, I would like to try to do that. So I'm still working on my summer melting basket. I can't get too distracted from what's in that basket or I'm not going to finish what's in those baskets. But I have taken some time to go through some of my Candles by Victoria scent shots. I don't have that many of these, and I have been melting these in my third bedroom. So I have one warmer in there, the door stays closed, and so that has been a great place to melt these scent shots. I'm able to really smell them and get an understanding of, do I like this scent? Is this something I want to purchase in the future? I can get through wax a little bit faster, and then that room smells nice. So I have quite a handful of them. They're not all seasonally appropriate. Some are Christmassy, some are fall. I just started melting. So we have a pumpkin crunch cake. This was really nice. I liked this one a lot. A good bakery type of pumpkin. And these will be kind of rapid fire since I'm not hanging out in that bedroom that often. You know, I went in there and smelled the wax, but I don't know if I have the best understanding of all of these scents. French Quarter. This was like a floral scent. I would think by the name it would lean more like beignet or coffee or something like that. But to me, this one is floral and maybe a little bit of like a baby powder type of note. That one was pretty. Backroading. Don't know what the scent notes are on this one. But this one leans a little bit more perfumey type of cologne, potentially. Coconut Pumpkin Cream Pie. Really, really loved this one. And this would be a fantastic summer to fall transitional scent, because you get the pumpkin, you get those kind of bakery notes, some of the spices, but you also get a little bit of the creamy coconut. So great September fragrance. Apple Sauce Spice Cake. Just a classic bakery. Really kind of reminds me a little bit of Potpourri or Craft Store, that type of apple spicy fragrance. And then lastly, today I'm melting Christmas Pine Berry Bough. And I absolutely hate this one. On warm, it is that way a little bit on cold too, but on warm, this is very medicinal leaning. I'm getting like a medicinal cherry. It's probably a cranberry maybe, but this is very medicinal, almost grape leaning a little bit. Very, very strong. It's actually coming out of that third bedroom and kind of wafting into the hallway. Not a fan of this one though, the Christmas Pine Berry Bow. And then for Teddy Bees, like I said, some of this was from the last few weeks. I just haven't shared my Teddy Bees empties. We will start with some samples. Summer was so generous and she sent me little samples of some of the RTS scents that were offered back in April. So we have Woodland Muse. I don't know all of the notes. Really enjoyed this one. This one's very fresh, kind of spa-like, but also woodsy in quality. I would pick up Woodland Muse if she offers it. We have the Scent of Sunday. This one was offered in this last pre-order. I picked up a tub of it. It is a nice citrusy scent. Also has some woody notes to it as well, but it's a nice soft citrus. Vanilla Orchid Noir. This is the one that's like beach treats, roasted pine cones, sugared violets. Like all of my favorite scents ever are in this fragrance. I did pick it up during the last pre-order. I'm a little bit disappointed on this one. Now, this was just poured at the end of April. Maybe this one needed a little more cure time, but I wish the roasted pine cone came out more. I did not get any of the roasted pine cone. I got like the orchid and the beach nights, which was beautiful on its own. I loved that scent, but I wanted more from this and I wanted that pine cone to come out. So the one that I have coming to me, I'm definitely gonna let sit because I let all my Teddy Bees wax sit, but I might add a little bit of pine cone to it because I just think the pine cone mixed with the vanilla orchid, the beach nights would be so beautiful. So a little bit disappointed on that. And then Ritual of Runes. This one was in the RTS, but wasn't in the pre-order. This is very woodsy, almost incensey in some ways. If you like incense, patchouli, leather, those types of fragrances, I think you would like the Ritual of Runes. Thank you, Summer, for sending me those samples. So now we have, I don't know, 9 or 10 souffles that I had in my summer melting basket. Step, we have Cotton Candy Sweet as Gold. This is whipped vanilla, strawberry shortcake, marshmallow fluff, vanilla cotton candy, orange blossom, caramelized sugar, and rich icing. Very, very strong scent. This is very candied-like, very sweet, kind of leans a little bit young woman to me, young girl. I didn't love about this is the strawberry. It definitely leaned that fresh strawberry that I don't like. That smells very artificial, or like the strawberry has gone bad. I get that kind of sour note to it, and I did pick that up in this blend, but I'm just weird with strawberry. So if you generally like strawberry, if you like very sweet fragrances, you would like that one. Not one I would pick up again. Then we melted Balsam Beach. Love this one. I do have more of it. This is Vanilla Balsam Ocean Driftwood with a touch of sea salt. Put this one throughout my open concept. I loved the mix of the tree and kind of the sea salt, the salty air, driftwood notes. Beautiful combination, and it kind of helped. There's another one in here that's got some balsam in it. And I love tree so much, and I don't melt it in the spring and summer because I'm a seasonal melter and it's not the most seasonally appropriate. So it was nice to have a tree scent that did kind of fit the season and get a little bit of a tree fix. Really loved that one. Beach Bonfire plus Sugar Cookies. So when I first got this, I was not really a fan of it on cold at all. Something smelled very off-putting of this one to me, but the more it sat and on warm, I liked it better. Nothing that stands out. It's not a favorite, but I definitely appreciated it and liked it more on warm. This is Signature Sugar Cookies, Powdered Sugar, Marshmallow Fluff, Boom Boom Cream, and Campfire Smoke. This kind of gave me a little bit of like a Bonfire Beach vibe from Scentsy. Not as aquatic in nature or salty sea air leaning in nature, but a very similar type of scent. Enjoyed this in the bedrooms. Nothing that stands out as anything I need more of, but definitely liked it more on warm than I did on cold. Pink Cotton and Turquoise Waters. Summer sent this to me. Thank you so much, Summer. Talk about a powerhouse. I know everybody's always looking for the strongest Teddy Bee fragrances. This one is so, so strong. Pink Sugar, Fresh Cotton, Sea Spray, Beach Grass, and Ocean Waves. I don't know if I could say that I get a lot of Pink Sugar. This is cotton, driftwood, just very intense in the laundry. You have to like laundry to appreciate this scent. But a good laundry scent, very pretty. Would I get it again? I don't know, but it was nice. Sadie. This is Salty Sea Air, Vanilla Bean Noel, and Toasted Marshmallows. Maybe this was the one. I could be wrong. I think this is the one that was making me think of Bonfire Beach, not the Beach Bonfire and Sugar Cookies. I liked this better on warm than I did on cold. On cold, something about this just didn't excite me at all. But on warm, I got a lot of the Salty Sea Air, which you guys know that I love. Really, really pretty scent. I have this mixed with some other things as well. So not one I feel strongly enough about to get on its own again. I have so many blends like this from Scentsy, from other vendors, just everybody's got a Salty Sea Air and Toasted Marshmallow, but it was a good performer and really nice in the bedrooms. Beached Bronze. This was in the last pre-order, and I actually melted this on pre-order day because I was really back and forth on if I wanted to get more of it. This is Ribbons of Caramel and Honey, Sensual Vanilla Cream, Salty Driftwood, Toasted Vanilla, and Hints of Smoked Marshmallow Fluff. To me, this is very similar to Vanilla Waves from Scentsy, but this one has a lot of additional caramel to it. It is definitely more caramel heavy. Very, very pretty fragrance. It was a good performer, but I didn't feel like I loved it when I warmed it. And I have quite the order coming from Teddy Bees, you guys, as you would expect, I imagine, for me. And I just felt like I needed to cut some, and this one wasn't a love enough for me to pick it up again. But if you like Vanilla Waves, try this one. Definitely has more caramel. I think it's a more elevated fragrance, but I see a lot of similarities in those two scents. Princess Katia. Finally got to melt this one. I've been waiting to melt Princess Katia for a while. I do have quite a bit more of it. Vanilla Birch, Beach Treats, Moroccan Rose, and Fireside Marshmallows. This is gorgeous. The Moroccan Rose, it's so pretty. Don't let the rose scare you if you're not a rose fan. This is a very body care rose, and honestly, it's so far down the scent notes list. I get the Vanilla Birch and the Beach Treats far stronger than the Moroccan Rose. The Moroccan Rose probably just adds a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of like a floral quality, maybe more body care leaning in nature, but this is not a rose scent to me. This is gorgeous, and so many people love this one. It's highly requested, and I think there's not that many rose lovers out there, so take that for what it is, that this is not an overly rose scent, and it's beautiful. And then lastly, might have been my favorite of the Teddy Bees. I loved this so much. I think I have a souffle left. I'm praying I at least have one souffle left because I adored this scent. This is Milk Cookies, Beach Treats, and Boardwalk Balsam. you guys. Oh my gosh. For one, the balsam is just amazing. And then I really feel like you get that milk and cookies note so strongly. This is vanilla balsam, boardwalk marshmallow, mixed with milk, cookies, and beach treats. I loved this so much. You definitely have to like balsam, 100%. But the balsam and her crunchy milk and cookies, 10 out of 10. I adored this. And like I said, I think I have one more souffle of it, and I definitely would pick that up again in probably a loaf if she offers it in a future pre-order. But that is everything that I have melted for the last week, other than the Scentsy Bring Back My Bars, and then playing a little bit of catch up from the previous week with that Teddy Beeswax. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.